Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hello friends, in earlier videos we learnt about proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed fractions. We completed one exercise too and we understood how to multiply a whole number to a fraction or an improper fraction or a mixed fraction to a fraction. So now we will be working on the exercise, which is the second exercise of this chapter called fractions and decimals. Now let's start with the very first question which we have. It says that which of the drawings A to D show 2 times 1 by 5. So we'll be checking A, B, C and D and we'll see that we can see anything related to 1 by 5. So a picture which has 5 parts and 1 is shaded out of it. If we'll see, we can say D part is something which has 5 parts and 1 part is shaded, and we have 2 such figures with us. So we can say that first part is for part D. Let's move on to the second part. It says 2 times 1 by 2. So we're going to do the same thing. We'll be looking for the pictures which has 2 parts but out of which 1 has been shaded. So if you can see, B is something which is 1 by 2 and we have 2 figures like that. So we can say that second part is for B. Now let's move on to third part. It says 3 times 2 by 3. So this time we'll be looking for something which has 3 equal parts and 2 parts have been shaded out of it. So can we see something from A and C? Yes, you're correct. A part is something which is for 3 times 2 by 3. So third part is for D. Third part is for A. Maybe just write it properly. Third part is for A. First part is for D. Second part is for B. And we are left with fourth part. So if we are done with A, B and D, we are left with only C. But you can understand that as well, that out of these 4 equal parts, we have shaded 1 in these 3 figures. So we'll be getting 3 times 1 by 4, which is for part C. Now let's move on to the second question which we have. Now over here is the same thing which we want to start with. Now we are given that 3 times 1 by 5, but they have given as well that it is equals to what fraction which we have. So 3 times 1 by 5. So first step, if your first part, again you will be looking for that figure which has 5 equal parts but 1 part is shaded. So if you can see A, B or C part, can we see something out of this 5 parts are there and 1 is shaded? You got it right. C part is something which we have 1 by 5th and we have 3 figures like that. So the final answer will be 3 by 5. So out of 5 we have shaded 3 this time. So one part is for C part. Let's move on to second part. 2 times 1 by 3 equals to 2 by 3. I'll give you a few seconds and I am sure that you will be coming up with the right answer. So would that be A part or B part? So if you check, A part is something which has 1 by 3. That means 3 equal parts and 1 is shaded. So we can say that second part is A and third part will be B. But if we check, we can see that it has 4 equal parts and 3 of them is shaded. And we have 3 such figures like that. So what do? We have 3 such figures which is 3 times 3 by 4. And once we will check 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 9. So in 1 we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. So what do? We've shifted or we have shaded these 4 parts. We have shaded these 4 parts. So total is 8. Now we have last part which is left 1, which is 9. So we have shaded 1 part over here. So if you convert it to mixed fraction, so 2 complete parts and 1/4 of the last part. So mixed fraction will be 2 1 by 4. So this is how we represent the numbers and how we represent the fractions and mixed fractions over there with the help of these pictures. Now let's move on to third question. Over here we need to multiply and reduce it to lowest term and we need to convert it into a mixed fraction wherever we can find it is an improper fraction. So we'll be starting off with the first one. We've already did that. So how do we multiply a whole number with the fraction? So we'll be multiplying the numerator together and we'll keep the denominator as it is. So once we'll be multiplying it, we'll be getting 21 by 5. So for this 21 by 5, it's an improper fraction. So we'll be converting it to, yes, we'll be converting it to mixed fraction. So 21 by 5, if we convert it to mixed fraction, we'll be getting 4 1 by 5. As multiplying 5 and 4 gives 20, adding 1 to it is 21 by 5. Or we can solve it this way. So 5 4s are 20, we are left with 1, and we can use it this way. We'll start with 4, we'll take 1 by 5. So which we can start from right and move on to the left. Now let's move on to second part. So 4 times 1 by 3. So that will be 4 times 1 by 3, which will be 4 by 3. And how do we convert it into mixed fraction? Yes, 1 by 3. You can do it this way, which we did over here. Now let's move on to third part. So over there we'll be multiplying the numerator. So it will be 12 by 7. And we'll be getting mixed fraction as 1 5 by 7. 5 times 2 by 9. Multiplying 5 times 2 by 9, which will be 10 by 9. After dividing we'll be getting 1 by 9. Let's move on to the fifth part now. Again, we'll be multiplying the numerator and keep the denominator same. We'll be getting 8 by 3. So which will be 2 by 3. So this is how we can complete third question. How do we multiply a whole number with a fraction, either improper fraction or maybe a mixed fraction if it's there. Let's move on to fourth question. Over here we need to shade half of the circles in box A. So for that, to shade half of the circles, we need to find it out what is the total number of circles which we have. So if we count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So half of 12 would be half times 12. Cancelling that out, we'll be getting 6. So 6 circles we need to shade it in box A. So we'll be shading this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll be shading 6 circles in part A. Now in the second part it says 2/3 of the triangles in the box. So first of all, writing out 2/3 of or multiply, what will be the total number of triangles which we have? We have 9 triangles with us. We will be cancelling 3 and 9 out. So we'll be getting 2 times 3, which will be 6. So we need to shade 6 triangles out of these 9 triangles. So we have shaded 6 triangles. Now let's move on to the third part. It says that 3/5 of the squares in the box. Now if we'll count the squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is 10 plus 5 is 15. So we'll be getting 3 by 5 times 15. So we will be cancelling that out. So 5 times 3 is 15. So 3 times 3 is 9. So out of these 15 squares, we will be shading 9 squares with us. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have shaded 9 squares out of these 15 squares. Now let's move on to question 5. Over here we need to find half of any of the whole number which we have. So we'll start off with the first part. It says half of 24. That means half times 24. We'll be cancelling 2 and 24 if possible. 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. So we'll be getting 1 times 12, which will be 12. So this is first part. Now let's move on to the second part. So half of 46. So we'll try to cancel that out. So we'll be getting 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. So we'll be getting 1 times 23, which will be 23. Let's move on to B part now. Over here we have 2/3 of 18. Now can we cancel this out, 3 and 18? Yes, we can, because 3 times 6 is 18. Now we have 2 times 6, which is 12. So 2/3 of 18 will be 12. Let's move on to the second part now. Now the second part says that 2/3 of 27. So can we cancel 3 and 27 out? Yes, we can. So 3 times 9 is 27. So we are left with 2 times 9, which is 18. So 2/3 of 27 is 18. Let's move on to C part now. Now it says 3/4 of 16 and we can cancel 4 and 16. So we'll be getting 4 times 4 is 16. So 3 times 4 is 12. Now let's move on to the second part. 3/4 of 36. So 4 9s are 36. We can easily cancel them out. So 4 1s are 4, 4 9s are 36. So we are having 3 times 9 which is 27. So 3/4 of 36 is 27. Let's move on to D part. Now 4/5 of 20. We can cancel 5 and 20 out. So we'll be getting 4 times 4 which is 16. Now let's move on to second part. It says 4/5 of 35. Now we can cancel 5 and 35 is 5 times 7 is 35. So we'll be getting 4 times 7 which will be 28. Now let's move on to question 6 now. It says you need to multiply and express as a mixed fraction. So we'll be starting off with the first part of it. It says 3 times 5 1 by 5. Now we'll be converting 5 1 by 5 which is a mixed fraction to an improper fraction. Then we can multiply it as we have done in earlier questions. Now 3 times 5 to 5 is 25 plus 1 26 by 5. Now we cannot cancel 3 and 5 out. So we'll be multiplying the numerator and we're keeping the denominator as it is. So we'll be getting 78 by 5. If we'll be converting it to mixed fractions, we'll be getting 5 1s are 5, 28, 5 5s are 25, we're left with 3. So if you can write down like this, 15 3 times 5. So we'll be getting 15 3 by 5. Now let's move on to the second part. 5 times 6 4 is 24 plus 3 is 27 by 4. We cannot cancel 5 and 4 out, so we need to multiply the numerator and we'll keep the denominator as it is. So multiplying 5 and 27 we'll be getting 135 over 4. Now again using it this way, 4 3s are 12, take away 1 15, 4 3s are 12, we are left with only 3. So we'll be getting 33 3 by 4. Now let's move on to C part. 7 times 9 by 4. 7 times 9 by 4 which is 62 or 63 over 4. So by doing it the same way, we'll be getting 15 3 by 4. 4 1s are 4, left with 2, 3 from here. 4 5s are 20, we're left with only 3. So 15 3 by 4. Now let's move on to D part which we have 4 times 6 1 by 3. So 6 3s are 18 plus 1 is 19 by 3. So 4 times 19 by 3 is 76 by 3 which will be 25 1 by 3 by doing the same thing which we did as division part. So we'll be moving on to the next part now. So 4 3s are 12 plus 1 is 13 by 4 times 6. Now over here, if you can cancel that out, try and cancel them out. 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. So we'll be left with 15 times 3 upon 2 which will be 39 by 2. So dividing it, we'll be getting 19 1 by 2. Let's move on to the last part of this question. We'll be multiplying, converting the improper fraction, converting the mixed fraction to an improper fraction. So 5s are 15, 17 by 5 times 8. So 17 times 8 by 5, 136 by 5. Dividing it, we'll be getting 27 1 by 5. Now let's move on to the seventh part. Over here we need to times half of 2 3 by 4. So what do? We'll be converting that mixed fraction to improper fraction and then we'll multiply as we did in earlier questions. So half times 4 to the 8 plus 3 11 by 4. Sorry, we cannot cancel them out, so we'll be multiplying the numerator and we'll be multiplying the denominator with it. So we'll be getting 11 by 8. So after doing it, we can convert it to mixed fraction. So we'll be getting 1 3 by 8. So this is first part. Let's move on to the second part. Half of 4 2 by 9, which is half of 9 4 is 36, 38 upon 9. We cannot cancel that out, or we can. Yes, we can cancel one thing out. So 2, cancelling it out, 2 1s are 2, 9 is 18. So we'll be getting 19 by 9. And if we will be converting it to mixed fraction, we'll be getting 2 1 by 9. Now let's move on to the B part. So 5 by 8 times 3 5 by 6. So 5 by 8 times 23 by 6. 6 is 18. 18 plus 5 is 23 by 6. Now we cannot cancel anything out. So we need to multiply the numerators and denominators and come up with the final answer. So 23 5s are. So 115 upon 48 will be doing this way. So 48 times 2 is 96. So we are left with 19. So 219 by 48 is the answer for the first part. Now let's move on to the second part. 5 by 8 of 9 2 by 3. Now 9 2 by 3 is 9 3 is 27 plus 2 is 29 by 3. Cannot cancel anything out. So we'll be left with 5 times 29 by 8 times 3, which is 29 times 5 is 145 upon 24. So once we'll be dividing it this way. So we'll be going ahead with 6. So 24 6 are 144. So we are left with only 1. So what will be the final answer? Mixed fraction, which will be getting 6 1 by 24. So once we'll be solving it, we'll be getting this improper fraction which we have. Let's move on to the last question of this exercise. It says that Vidya and Pratap went for a picnic. Their mother gave them a water bottle that contained 5 liters of water. Now Vidya consumed 2/5 of the water and Pratap consumed the remaining water. Now the first part it says how much water did Vidya drink. So Vidya consumed 2 by 5 the water. So we'll start with writing how much water. So Vidya consumed 2 by 5 of the water and we have 5 liters of the water. So we can write it down to 5 times 5. We can cancel them out. We are left with 2 times 1, which is 2 liters. So we can say that Vidya consumed 2 liters of water. Now the next question is, what fraction of the total quantity of water did Pratap drink? Now he's not asking about how many liters did he drink. He's asking for the fraction. What is the fraction which Pratap drink? So we have 2 by 5. So Vidya consumed 2/5 of the water. So what will be the remaining water? So Pratap drank or consumed. We'll take 1 as a whole and we'll subtract 2/5 of that part. So once we'll be subtracting, we'll be taking 5 as LCM. 5 divided 1 is 5 times 1 is 5 minus 2. So 3 by 5. So we can say that Pratap consumed 3 by 5 of the water. So this is the second exercise which we have completed. I hope you understand all the questions. If not, maybe you can pause or you can go back to the video or that question again and you can get it a recall of it. And yes, please be with your pen and paper so that you can do that questions with me. Thank you so much. We'll be coming shortly.